everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Deep Thoughts. And what a week it has been. It's been just, how do I put it, busy. And then this week coming up is only going to be all the more busy. I have a bachelor party coming up, and then following that I have a barbecue the weekend following that, and then a wedding 2 weekends later, and not to mention there's been crazy stuff going on between Attack on Titan getting delayed till like way late. Now, if you guys don't know, I typically sleep pretty early and wake up pretty early. Like usually I'm in bed by 9, maybe like asleep by 10. And then I'm up by like 6, like 6:30, 6 to 6:30. Sometimes I wake up early at like 5. Like 5 o'clock is like an early rise for me. But yeah, it's so Attack on Titan airing late has sort of kind of pushed it back a couple days for me. So if you do choose to watch this, I know it's significantly later than most people upload their Attack on Titan videos, and I really appreciate that. But then on top of that, like other shows got delayed. I don't remember what the other Fruits Basket got delayed by the French Open. All this crazy stuff's been going on, and so I was already feeling like really stressed, and like not stressed, but just like frustrated, because I'm like, I just want to watch my animes. I just want to make my videos. I want to watch my animes, and I got all this crazy stuff going on in my personal life at the same time, and it's just chaotic. And so I went into this episode with that sort of like tense vibe, and by the end, whatever tense emotions I had melted away, not from like a warm-hearted episode, but just from the sheer raw emotional punch in the face that was this episode. And I haven't even begun to like really start this video. I need you to know that this is going to be all over the map. This is probably going to be the most chaotic video I've made, not in terms of like me screaming like in your face or anything, just in terms of my thoughts. I'm very scatterbrained about it. I even, like, after the episode, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know I actually had to step outside and get air. Like, I made a warm cup of tea and I stepped outside. It's a bit chilly, but it was worth it just because it just to cool me off, literally, just because I couldn't stop crying. Like I hadn't cried like that all year. Like tears rolling down my cheeks. I was crying so hard. So I needed like air just to calm myself down. And for those who were concerned on Twitter, I appreciate it. I'm good now. I do think I'm ready to do this video. It's probably gonna be all over the place, so for that I apologize. I'm gonna try to go like I normally do, like kind of attack the episode like piece by piece, but if I start kind of jumping all over the episode, I apologize in advance. Know that I just lost my husband. So my husbando, someone's like, your husband? No, like my husbando. I just lost Erwin. Spoilers. I mean, if you clicked on this video, you probably know, but yeah, I just lost my husbando. I'm sort of a wreck. So if I jump all over the map, I apologize. Starting the episode, I probably should have known right off the bat that something insane was going to happen, because it was a cold open. Like, there was no OP, no nothing, just Attack on Titan. And then we just dive right in. I was like, oh, it's about to go down. And I'm starting to get the feeling I was right about Zeke. Now, see, I'm nervous to say what my theory on Zeke is, because I don't necessarily want people to tell me. But Zeke reminds me a lot of Grisha. And I have just based off the like, are you Eren Yeager? And Eren's like, yeah. And then like, you don't look anything like your father. And like, I was expecting a moment of like, how do these two know? How does he know? A, how does he know Grisha? B, why does he have that comment of like just the comment of like, you look nothing like your father, and like his shock to see Eren? I was like, okay. My theory is, and manga fans, please do not actually tell me. You could do the like hot or cold. You could be like, you're hot, then you're cold. You're yeah. Okay, sorry. that's the funniest part of this whole video, just so you know, and it wasn't even that funny. But yeah, you could tell me if I'm hot or cold on a subject, but don't spoil it. But my theory is, and don't even do the like spoilers and then a bunch of spaces, because I check the comments tab, so that doesn't help me, because when you do that, it still shows up on my comments tab. So I will be spoiled if you tell me. Just say hot or cold. My theory is Zeke is either Grisha's brother, or he is like, I think he's too old to be Grisha's kid, but I do think he is in some way related to Grisha. I mean, I guess he could be Grisha's kid, but then that would make him and Eren like brothers, which would be kind of wild now that I think about it. But like, yeah, my theory is that Zeke is in some way like closely related to Grisha Yeager. So yeah, that's my Zeke theory. Just by the way he spoke to Eren, I was like, something's up there. That man, by the way, came way too close to hurting Hanji. I would have lost my mind if we lost Hanji in the same episode. By the way, can I point out that Jean was on point. Every scene he was in, he was like Jean was using his head in the right moment. He had the nice save, and he still felt bad about saving. Hanji because he realized that in saving Hanji, Reiner got away. Which, by the way, of course Reiner got away. Of course he did. But anyway, Jean as a character was on point this episode. Jean as a character has been really impressing me lately, and he's been really climbing up the ranks. And considering one of my favorites is now dead, in fact, probably my number one favorite is now dead. Jean, welcome to the top 5, my boy. I mean, you're already like number 5 or number 6, but yeah, your place is now maybe like 4th favorite. Like enjoy your stay in my top 5, Jean, because Jean's head was in the right place. And he was quick with the saved Hanji, appreciate it. But yeah, no, Jean was on point this episode. Floch or Floch or however you pronounce, it was Floch, I think. So Floch. I'm just gonna call him Floch for now. But poor Floch. But at the same time, not poor Floch. Like I knew where he was coming from, but at the same time, I was like, damn, this poor character's already tortured. He's only been here for a couple episodes. But Floch as a character, I'm interested to see him develop. Because again, I thought he was super dead. Like when they were leading the charge, I was like, oh, Floch's going to die. And it's going to be Marlowe who survives. And Marlowe's going to have like an altered view on the scouts or something like that. But no, it was Floch. And you may think that because he threatened to like stab my husbando Erwin and then like threatened to be like, no, Erwin has to live because we need a demon in this world who can combat the monsters that we face. Like that, like hell was too good for Erwin or whatever Floch was saying. You might think that upsets me, and it does, but it doesn't make me dislike Floch as a character. In fact, I think I can grow to like Floch as a character and like have him be like one of my boys, because I think in that moment he was just so rattled by like anybody would be. I think the character writing in this episode, and we will get to like the bigger characters, but even like side characters, or not side characters, but like the smaller characters by comparison, like Connie and Floch and Jean to an extent, like they're all written so believably. Like I can believe that these characters would act in that way, and it's so phenomenal. Like characters like Floch, who again, I barely know anything about him, but everything he's said so far has been something that I'm like, yeah, I totally understand why you would think that. I totally understand why you would say that. Or you would make those decisions, or you would do those things. Like, I totally got it, like, the whole way. Floch, I'm hoping stays alive longer than Marlowe does with the scouts, because I'm interested to see where he goes. But yeah, let's just get into, like, the meat of the episode, that being the choice. So, to the shock of nobody, yes, the choice was real. It happened. I was nervous about this from the jump. I think I might make it the thumbnail. I don't super know, but yeah, the choice happened, and it's a narrative device that could have felt cheap, right? Because it's like you're splitting the audience down the middle, and like of course it's an easy way to drum up drama amongst your viewers, but I think I've never seen a narrative pull that could have been cliche pulled off in such a way. At the very least, I haven't seen it done in a while. To the extent that it's done here, it is Isayama manages to take these characters through a sort of like kind of cliche thing where it's like you have to make a choice between these two characters, Sophie's choice, but or in this case Levi's choice. But in he takes like what could have been cliche and makes it such a gut punch of a scene. And for a guy named Talks Too Much, I really am just at a loss for words. This whole season of Attack on Titan's been something I just never saw coming. I guess never saw coming is not necessarily true. I did see a lot of things coming, like in terms of the narrative, but the way it's sort of the same feeling I have towards something like, and people are going to be upset at this comparison, but like the feeling is the same as something like My Hero, where I know where the story's going. It's almost obvious where the story's going. But the way each creator pulls it off with their characters, their world building, what the implications of this like story could mean going forward, they managed to make something cliche incredibly interesting and incredibly heartbreaking in this case. Like let's talk about that scene between Hanji and Mikasa. You could I'm already like getting choked up again. I thought it was okay. But that scene between Hanji and Mikasa was so powerful and raw and real. Like the way that Hanji talks about like what was the line? Like I wrote it down. Like, no matter who it is, there comes a day when we have to say farewell. Like, that's not just applicable for the characters in Attack on Titan. That's applicable to everything ever. Like, everybody dies. To quote Rocket, everybody's got dead people. But like, it's how you honor those people and how you have, like, it's sad, but you still have to soldier on. You have to make the right calls to honor those people. And I think I can understand wholly and completely where Hanji's coming from, because in her mind, like, yes, it's Erwin. Erwin's the one who has to save humanity. He's the one who's been like saving humanity, putting humanity on his back this entire time. But to Mikasa, that's not necessarily true, because while yes, Erwin has done that, it's Armin who's come up with all the plans. Armin who's figured out like all the secrets. Armin who's been putting humanity on his back. And it's why I appreciated any of the Erwin and Armin scenes now in retrospective, like that Erwin was almost like setting things in motion, like just in case he doesn't make it out, Armin is the new demon that humanity needs. Like, Armin's going to be the new Erwin, essentially. I've made it pretty obvious in these videos. I've made it pretty obvious on Twitter. And if you know me, you know that this is the case, that like Erwin was my husbando, Armin was my son. So it was like this weird anime family, right? So I'm watching it going like, they're making a choice between two of my favorite characters in this entire show. Two characters who I view as like, this is my anime son, this is my anime husbando. And the fact that my husbando makes the choice to save Armin, to save my son, it's and it was subconscious too. That's what kills me, is it's not like he woke up. I thought we were gonna get some cliche like save Armin or something like that, but no, it was like him raising his hand as though he were like a student back in his dad's class, and then like, Sensei, don't you think there's a possibility that there's people beyond the wall? That was total subconscious, but you know that was Erwin saying like, don't. Not only was, and it's on two fronts, right? Because it's like Armin deserves to live on one front, but on the other front, it's let me go. That is what kills me. That's what really, really got me. It wasn't just Erwin's death. Like, yes, I like that was painful, absolutely, but it's the framing of his death, like between what Flock says about like him viewing humanity as or him viewing Erwin as this demon, this like monster that he had to become, and we've seen that like mirrored in other characters in the past about Erwin, that sometimes you have to be the monster to save. You need a monster to fight monsters. You need to become a monster to save humanity, and it's so it was that reminder that like Erwin is a demon in some sense. But it was that framed with the, like, maybe it's, like, it's time to let him rest from Levi, which, God, like, the Levi-Erwin shipper within me, because, yes, I also ship Levi and Erwin, it's complicated. But, like, that scene, it hurt so much, because it's a perfect ending for an amazing character, and I couldn't have pictured like, as much as I hate it, like as much as I wish they both got to live, like Armin and Erwin. Erwin's story in that moment was complete. Like the instant he said like it's time to let him rest, like we like the fact that Levi even says like we needed him to become a demon to protect us, and then once he was finally free, we wanted to drag him back into this hell for us. Like, no. Like, that's not fair. And I feel like that was part of the reason why he did the subconscious, like, hand block. Like, it wasn't just, like, Armin deserves to live. It was also, let me go. I'm done. It was just a beautifully handled scene. By the way, I didn't talk about this character enough, but Eren Seiyu. Holy wow. I never, ever, ever want to hear a bad thing said about Yuki Kaji after this episode. I haven't heard acting that, like, desperate. And I don't mean like, oh, what a poor performance. I mean like the actual desperation in Eren's voice, like, Levi, please don't do that. Like, you could hear, like, please, like Armin, it's Armin's one, like, it really did feel like he was going through the 5 stages of grief in that moment. Like he was, at first he was like in denial, like, no, Armin, like there's a chance we could save Armin. Then it was anger, like, Armin's the one who put every, like, humanity on his back. And then just, like, that bitter, like he goes through all of it, like, all the way up to bitter acceptance. Like, when, he is pulled away by Flock. For a second, he really does think this is it, that Armin's gone. And just oh my god, just like huge shout outs to Yuki Kaji, like, holy. And I don't care if people are gonna be like, Yuki Kaji sucks, dude. No, in this moment, like Yuki Kaji is he's a damn fine actor. He's a damn fine thespian, and I will hear no arguments otherwise. He nailed it in this episode. Just absolute brilliant performance. Speaking of brilliant performances, shout out to Armin Titan. On the plus side, if I might lift your spirits a bit. Armin Titan did show up, and that was the dopest yet creepiest looking Titan I've ever seen. And where's all that talk now, Bert? What's up, punk? That's right, you did this. I don't even feel bad for you. I was fully expecting to feel bad for Bert, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, you did this. You almost killed my son. Like, you very damn near killed my son. In fact, you thought you killed my son. And then you were the reason that we had to go through this whole damn choice. So, Bert, as far as I'm concerned, that was too good for you. If you're sad about Bert, I respect that. I hope you can respect the fact that I view Bert as the reason that I had to go through incredible emotional turmoil. So I don't really care that Bert left. Like, in fact, like, I will say, like, he's still a fascinating character to me. I think he's an amazingly well-written character. Like, that scene of him, like, shouting, like, help me, for God's sake, like, looking at the people who, on, like, and that was the final admission that, like, he was full of shit. He did view them as his friends. Like, in that moment, like, guys, help me. And they couldn't even move. They were just so freaked out by what was going on. Because, again, they thought it was going to be Erwin. But, yeah, no, that... Like, he's an interesting character, a fascinating, well-written character, but I felt nothing because I was so emotionally drained. Maybe if I wasn't so emotionally, like destroyed, I maybe would have felt something, but at the same time, I'm like, Bert, you did this. This was on you. Even Zeke says, like, well, I guess this is the end of the road for you, Bert. Bye. So, yeah, I feel nothing. Bye, Felicia. And Armin, my precious son, is now the new demon who's going to save humanity. And it's still sinking in that Armin is the colossal titan now. Like, that, I can't wait to see that. I need to see what that looks like. But yeah, it's what an incredible episode. Just what an incredible, like, again, like, I wish I could say, like, I was hyped, because normally I'm hyped when I watch Attack on Titan, but this showed that not only is the show full of hype, because it absolutely is, but just, like, it's this amazingly, like, especially lately, I've noticed, like, at the start of Attack on Titan, to me, I was like, yeah, this show is mostly hype. But as it's gone on, we got characters like Kenny, and we've seen the development of characters like Levi and Erwin, and Armin, and Jean, and Eren, and Mikasa to a big extent as well. Like, all these characters have gone through, Hanji, like, all these characters going through these arcs and these changes, and it's so well handled. And Armin becoming the Colossal Titan opens up whole new doors. It's just, I don't know, it was just a fascinating, well-handled episode, and it still hasn't sunk in yet, if you can't tell that, like, that Erwin's gone. I think it'll take, like, a couple episodes for me to accept that fact. They even confirmed it, like, they're like, no, he's dead, and I don't know. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take me a while. And next week we get the damn basement. Oh my Haruhi. I don't think I'm ready. I thought I was ready. I don't think I'm ready. But hey, everybody, thank you for watching this extra long Deep Thoughts video. I think most of you probably knew it was going to be extra long. Again, I'm sorry it was so scattershot and all over the place. Overall, I would happily give this episode an A+, like one of the best episodes I've seen all season. The spring season has been sort of like dry for me, but man, this makes up for it. This episode, this season of Titan, well, this second half of a season of Titan, absolutely makes up for spring being sort of lax for me. This is a total A+ episode. I really can't think of anything in this episode that I didn't enjoy to some extent. When I say enjoy, I think you know what I mean. Like, I don't mean like, oh yeah, I loved watching my husbando die. It made me so happy. Like, no, it's just like, I can't think of anything that sticks out to me as like, ew, I didn't like that. Like, just complete A+, just so phenomenal. Whew. But yeah, I'm gonna go drink a lot of warm tea and go just like kind of be alone somewhere. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, then hey, if you hit the thumbs up button, share the video around on the internet, that'd be super rad of you. And if you would like to stick around and see more from me where I'm not so emotionally compromised, then by all means go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join the good ones. And as always, before we go, I gotta give a big shout out to the good folks over on Patreon, namely those in the Earl Grey tier. Dominic, Urza, No For Nothing, Maria Teresa, Omner Garamond, Opinionated Slime, Shadow Creative, Sipco Games, Tristan, and Veridin. Thank you guys so much for helping me out over on Patreon. All of my patrons, I super appreciate it. If you don't know, again, we'll be going full-time sometime either by the end of this year or the very beginning of next year, and it's gonna be really scary, and I could really use your help over on Patreon. So if you would consider it, by all means go ahead and check it out. Check out the cool rewards you can get over there. It would be super appreciated. But yeah, everybody, with that said, I'm going to skedaddle. Until our next meeting, stay rad and don't scary.